Nox asks, how would you go about rekindling a lost, dormant passion? Example, something in the art field, cooking, or sports. As hard as you may try, you can't get yourself to do the thing you effortlessly did in the past. At what point would you just accept it being a loss? Well, the first thing I would say a person should do in that situation is you have to first figure out why you lost the passion in the first place. That's the first thing. You need to dig deep. You need to either write some things down or dig deep into your psyche or speak to a professional, a psychologist or a therapist who can help you explore your thoughts and all the things that you've gone through in your life to kind of to help you pinpoint what exactly caused you to lose your passion in the first place. So that's the first thing. The only way that you'd be able to move towards rekindling your passion is to first find the reason why you lost it in the first place. Because once you find out the reason why you lost it in the first place, then you can go and figure out, well, what happened that led up to that point. So you can kind of reverse engineer the whole process. What caused me to lose my passion in the first place? And then what were the things in my life that led up towards that point where I lost my passion? So once you reverse engineer that, you can figure out, okay, what got in the way? What period of life was I in? Maybe I was in a relationship. Maybe I was going through a rough time at school. Maybe my parents were being, annoying and they were troubling me in some way. Maybe a friend. Maybe I just lost a friend. There could be various reasons, but it's up to you to first find out what caused you to lose your passion in the first place. And once you understand how you lost it in the first place, you can then work towards, step by step, figuring out what can you do to rekindle that. I'll give you an example of my own life in which I've been trying to work towards something. In my own personal life, most of you don't know this, but I'm actually a writer. I actually have skills in writing. One of my majors in my major in college and university was professional writing. And my secondary was digital media, which is why I have Photoshop skills. Well, I had Photoshop skills before I did that, but that's beside the point. My major focus in college was professional writing. So I had the skills to write stories. I wrote and I've penned a number of original stories. I've penned a number of doujinshi, some of which I've sold on the market, some of which I was developing over many, many years and then just never went back to. But I've written a number of stories for myself. I've been inspired, and I have a massive collection of manga that I've collected over the years of over my lifetime that have inspired me from a creative point of view. So I used to be a writer. So, problem is, I no longer write. I would really love to get back into doing that sort of thing, writing my own stories, creating, worlds and characters and things of that nature. It'd be very nice for me to do that. However, I struggle with that. But then I have to ask myself, was writing ever my passion in the first place? And when I ask myself that question, I would say that maybe at one point in my life it was a passion, but maybe at this point in my life now, there are other things that I can do now that are more important than that. So it may not be that I've lost my passion, because I haven't lost my passion for writing. I'll tell you that. I really do love to write. However, I know why I lost my passion. And the reason why I lost my passion was because the person who I was writing stories with, my best friend, my best friend of over like a decade, I've known him for over a decade, you know, him and I, we're still very good friends, but he wanted to start a family. He got married. He didn't have the time to work with me anymore. So our endeavors to be creative together, those ended. So our creative endeavors that we had over the course of years, that ended, and that subsequently kept me from writing. I had no reason to write anymore. So basically, as much as I enjoyed it, I have no reason to push myself to do it anymore. Because at the end of the day, my true passion is my voice. I want to do things with my voice. I am a voice talent. I have voice skills. So I know at the end of the day, I can always come back to voiceover, which is my actual true passion. Writing was simply a skill that I had over a period of time that, though I love it and I'd love to get back to it, at this point in my life, it's probably just not the right time. But I do want to write a book one day, so I'll have to come back to it. But at least I know why I don't do it anymore, but I know that I still have the passion within me. So Nox, that would be the answer to your question. Basically, as long as you know the reason why you no longer have the passion, you can work towards finding a period in your life where perhaps you can get back to that. You can get back to your artwork. You can get back to, trying to cook more. And you may just be in a period of your life that it doesn't fit in very well right now, but that doesn't mean you've lost your passion. At least you can rest assured that you haven't lost it if you know why you lost it in the first place, and you can take very incremental steps in the future to work towards that again. Or maybe create a new goal. You may say, I really like Final Fantasy XIV and I love their cookbook. So if I want to get back into cooking, then maybe I should put the two things that I like right now. I'm very interested in playing FF14, but I want to get back into cooking because I really, really loved doing that when I was younger. So I can have the cookbook and use that as a pivotal point to try to get back into cooking. And you can do that at any point in your life because it's still there. It's still a burning desire in you. And I think having a clear-cut goal, a small goal, but having a clear-cut, small, reachable, manageable goal, a realistic goal that you can work towards to say, hey, I'd love to get back into this. And it'll always be there for you. It'll always be there for you. You never ever, it may have just gone dormant, and that doesn't mean that it's gone forever. As long as you know why you lost it in the first place. That is the key. So you can be at peace. And being at peace is really the best thing anyone can have with regards to, rekindling their passion. So that's kind of hard to hit home with streaming lately. Lately, you've been finding a passion for it again. Yeah, like that's a very good example, Theory. Basically, it's not as if you lost. Well, you may have I would say maybe you lost your passion for a specific reason. It was a specific reason that caused you to lose sight of that passion. But knowing why you lost sight of your passion can then help you to take new steps, forge a new path towards rebuilding that passion because you know why you lost it, and now you can work towards it once again in a different way. All right, I'm glad. Yeah, of course, Nox. I hope that was a helpful answer. Was it helpful? I genuinely would like to know if the answer was helpful, or if you have another question about it, then you're more than welcome to ask. I'm glad that it was helpful, Nox. I'm very, very glad. The one thing that I really like to know is that I don't like just giving advice. I want to give advice that's actually helpful. And if it's not completely helpful or doesn't completely answer the question, I want people to ask. But I'm glad that it was a helpful answer to you. So thank you for asking. And I'm always happy to offer advice. I am, after all, here to please and answering questions and providing guidance, because I want to know more about you, is very important to me. So thank you. Thank you for asking, Nox.